Hey, that looks fun.
Now I want a Hummer. You want to get me one?
Yeah, sure, no problem. You know, right after the show, we're gonna go to Toys R Us. I'll get you that little car.
That's great. No, seriously. Can you get me one of those?
Okay, full-time student, no job. I'm kind of suffering from a very rare disease called Lacamula.
And you're not the only one. Having a job in college can be tough, as reporter Felipe Yanez discovered.
I used to work at a fast food restaurant.
I worked on campus for Calling Canes.
I worked at a Mexican restaurant in Pennsylvania, right outside Philadelphia. I was a busboy.
Last year I was a lifeguard.
I was working for basically the Good Humor establishment, and it was middle of summer, so I was like, yes, working with ice cream all day, you know.
For many students, getting a job or internship can be a difficult experience. But even after getting hired, these students learn that the position wasn't what they thought it'd be. Off the Wall talked to these students about their bad work experiences.
I wasn't fast enough to make the food, so they would make me work drive-through. So people would, come up to the thing and order, blah, 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 with no tomatoes and no this and no that. And if they didn't get what they ordered, they would come back through the drive-through and scream at me and make me, remake it. And they'd be like, you put tomatoes on this, and I told you not to. And I'm like, I didn't make your damn food, And so then, but the secret is that all the boys in the back who were actually making the food would hear all this on the headset, and they'd be like, oh, you're going to be rude to our drive-through girl? And they would do horrible, nasty things to their food.
A place where they call alumni, and they have alumni try to donate money, and it's kind of a really soul-sucking job.
They would do everything from spitting in the food to wiping the wrappers on the bottom of their shoes or down their pants, different things like that to try to get back at the people who were being rude to us.
You're calling people at dinner time. I called someone whose mother just died, but I had a supervisor listening to me, so I still had to ask them about the money. So it was just an uncomfortable situation. When they put me in uncomfortable family situations, I had to hit everyone up for money, and it was just not a fun job.
While I was the only one at the pool at the time, a little girl pooped in the pool, so that was pretty sucky.
I was actually paid below minimum wage, but I didn't know about that back then. And I made $4.50 an hour, and then plus tips. But they screwed me out of tips most of the time, so at the end of it, I was probably making $5-something an hour.
We actually had to work in a giant freezer that was kept at negative 20 degrees all the time. We were allowed 10-minute breaks every 2 hours. And basically, I would work 8-hour shifts, and I wouldn't have the strength enough to drive home. So I'd end up sleeping in my car most of the time. Afterwards, take a nap in my car about 3 hours because the working in the freezing was just so much. And we were getting paid minimum wage, of course.
I think they had to shut down because of tax infringement or something like that.
Just a little side note on that, my boss there used my phone, used to use my cell phone to call his girlfriend so his wife wouldn't find out. And to this day, I still get calls from his girlfriend thinking that he's there. So that was 2 years ago.
Well, Jackie, it's been another exciting and controversial week here on Real People, Real Talk.
Yeah, it has, Brian. I kind of figured now I have a rare disease thanks to you, and now I have to go to a doctor. Thanks, man. Well, I'll see you guys next time on Real People.
Real Talk.
Bye.
See ya.